Thanks for coming back to the 92 Meshgroup channel. I thought I would do something a little different tonight and maybe just go live in between all the games that we've had this weekend. Good weekend for football. Dynamic job, scoring 9 touchdowns. Coach Leach out on Washington State and still coming up short. So, I mean, you never can tell what's going to happen with the air raid. That being said, if this is something that you're interested in knowing more about we're putting out videos that you really like. If you haven't subscribed, I would really love if you could do that. Just click that subscribe button and hit that ding so you know that when we go live. So today's video is going to be something that's been asked about for a long time, and I first started, my very first video on YouTube was about fast screens. Everybody knows I have an affinity for the screen game. I mean, it's no secret. And so when Coach Joe Salas asked me to come to his channel and do a video on fast screens, I thought, okay, cool, so I'll do it. And so I went up and visited him, and we did the video on fast screens, and I kind of really got the YouTube itch and decided, hey, this is something that maybe I could do more of, and that's how 92 Meshgroup YouTube channel was born. We've come a long way. We're over 1,700 subscribers since May. It's been a great summer, and I just really want to say thank you to you guys who have supported me and the rest of the guys in the group who are doing videos. We've got new contributors coming left and right, and people who are going to be doing some videos for you that I'm really excited to share, because this really is like a group that I want to have. I don't want this just to be about me. I want it to be about ideas that we can share for between everyone. And if you have a video or you have an idea that you want to do, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter at Coach Coltharp and say, hey, Coach, look, I got an idea, and we'll get you on the channel. If you have a video already made and you want me to have it, share it to me on the Google Drive at Spin It to Win. That's the easiest way to get a video to me, and it's the easiest way for me to get it up on the channel after I get it edited for you. So, all that being said, what we're going to do today is we're going to actually go through wrong one. We're going to go through the orbit drill. And so if you've seen the slide presentation I did at the Foothills Clinic, I talked about this orbit drill that we came up with as a way to practice screens. And, a lot of people have been wanting film on it and those kind of things. And, that's the one bad thing about Huddle. When you go from school to school, it's really hard to keep all your film. And for me, it was even more difficult because when I left the high school that I did all of this stuff at, I actually went to the college level, so I didn't really have to. I couldn't say, hey, share it to this group or share it to that group, and so I ended up losing a lot of film and stuff like that. But we're gradually putting it back together and really excited about those kind of things. So basically, the way the orbit drill works is you have you have your receivers here, you have your inside receivers, and you're here and your outside receivers, and then you have your quarterbacks. And so what happens is, you're going to throw it, over, and what you're teaching your inside guy to do is to go flat for 5, and that's the really big key right there. And actually, this quarterback should be over here. You'll see it in the video in a second. I just now noticed that. But you want to go flat for 5. That to me is the biggest key to the screen game. Is a lot of times your inside guy will try to go right at the corner, like right here. He'll try to go right at this corner, and then what ends up happening is he gets undercut. So we really teach them to come flat for 5, flat for 5. And then what you want your receiver to do is you want him to outside release hard for 2 steps and then retrace and then lean. And in the video you hear me telling the guys, lean, 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 lean. And another cute little coaching point that we came up with was the fact that we tell the quarterback, who really, like I said, that guy should, sorry about that, this guy should actually be in here. What we tell the quarterback is to throw it at the upfield shoulder of this receiver. So if this receiver's running flat, if he throws that ball right here, when this guy comes and leans, it's going to be a perfect ball for him, and so he'll be able to get outside. Really important. But you set those cones up about 10 yards apart, and you'll see in the video is a little less than 3 minutes, but you will see the reps that we got at that. So in a 5-minute segment, you can really get a lot of work done. And if you're going to be a screen guy, you really need to do that. So hey, let's look at the video real quick, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about it. All right, so you can see this is the first time these guys have ever run this drill, and the biggest thing that you're going to notice right away is some guys are better than others. Now, the number 2 quarterback over here is having a hard time, and if you could hear some of the sound, you would hear me telling him to throw it at the upfield shoulder. So the first couple of times, and you know, the thing of it is with this group, we had running backs, receivers, and kind of everybody. You know, it's semi-pro, so you never know, you know, kind of how you got. But you can see the athletes right here. You know, that's a good catch by that kid. He gets in and gets out. And so you can't really see the cones that great, but you can see how they're trying to lean as they come back in. The receivers are going flat. You can see kind of the tempo that we got worked up here. You know, they had a limited number of balls, which kind of made it a little bit difficult. But like I said, I'm telling this kid right now, I'm saying, hey, listen, throw it at his upfield shoulder. Throw it at his upfield shoulder. And then, you know, this guy here, he has to lean more when he comes back in to get him in and out. But eventually what happens is you get really, really good at it. And you see how that kid kind of comes a little close. You know, he gets too far in here. And that's an issue, because that's why you want to tell them to lean as they get down in here. Lean, because you don't want to carry them into here, because if you're going to block it like a lot of us block it, you got linemen and everything else coming, so you want them to come in, lean, and come back out. So you'll kind of see, you know, varying that. This is a big boy, but watch him move. Great hands. And, you know, he gets in, gets out too. Now, one of the things that I like to do every now and then, especially, is I'll take my tailback and put him at Z and throw some fast screens to him just in the game, you know, especially if Z is kind of on my sideline where he's away from everybody else. You know, I'll take him in, and when we try to put them out there, because they run this drill too. And you know, the point of the air raid is to get the ball to people in space who can score, and who can score better than your tailback, right? And so, but you can see here, you know, this kid is still having a hard time throwing. He gets better, and he had a really good 7-on-7 session too. But he's really the number 2 wide receiver, or the number 1 wide receiver, who's just the backup quarterback. You'll see that guy right there. Let's run that back. And this is a mistake that you'll see sometimes, is watch him spin around. You'll get guys that'll just try to want to do this in the drill, and that's why, like I said, this is the very first time they've ever done this drill. You know, and we teach them, you know, hey, don't turn your back, climb back down your path. Climb back down your path and lean, and that's very, very important. This guy right here does a pretty good job. You know, the turf monster got him, but he did a good job of leaning and coming back. And like I said, this is the first time. Here's a really good rep here. He's leaning, he's in, he's out. And he's a lanky kid, too. That kid right there is about 6'2", 6'3", so... But you can see him, he's trying to lean there. It's good. Now, the other thing that we normally would do is we would have a guy right here with a dummy. But, you know, like I said, they weren't in pads or helmets or anything like that. So we were just kind of simulating, because we want him to come and actually make contact. What you do is you have a coach that'll stand right in here, and what he's looking at is this guy engaging and running his feet and doing those kind of things too. So, but like I said, this is the first time they've done it. But you can see right here, you know, catching the ball, still noosing, doing little things. You know, we did a settle and noose drill, and you know, they jumped on it really quick. And here you go, like I said. So that's kind of what it looked like the very first time that they did it. Now, I promise, if we did it every day, and if you saw a little bit of a higher version of it, then you would see the cone where they're getting in and trying to get back out, get in and get in back out. I think that's really, really important. Hopefully you kind of get an idea of what the drill looks like. It's a really, really good drill. You see the amount of reps that you can get when you run it. You know, it's just one of those things where you have to work on perfecting it, and you know, those coaching points of going flat for 5, throwing it the upfield shoulder, retrace, lean. The lean part is probably one of the biggest parts that a lot of people don't teach, because the lean gets them going upfield as the ball comes out. So hey, listen, you know, still looking for about 7. I think we have 7 of the 25% off. 50% off coupons for the system. So if you're still interested in that, even if you're not ready to start putting the stuff in, but if you want to get it while it's on sale, it won't be that cheap again. You know, so it's the code is fall sale 19. You can go to 92meshgroup.com store and do that. Hey, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon, you see our little Patreon logo back there. What we're doing is, you know, we're just soliciting guys to kind of help us fund this clinic. I mean, I don't want this clinic to be $100 clinic. But with Coach Mummy coming in, and I've got some really good guys that I'm talking to, and that Coach Mummy had put me on about coming down. It's going to be a wonderful clinic, but I need a little help getting everything together. So if you'd be interested in joining that, I really appreciate it. We have 3 tiers: the $1 tier, the $5 tier, and the $10 tier. At the $5 and $10 tier, we're going to do a private clinic online. We'll do a Zoom meeting with those guys, and they'll be able to go into the website to the area and get the code for the meeting and come and basically just ask me questions, whatever you want to know. I'll try to get Coach Salas or one of those guys that come on with me sometime. But like I said, all the money that we're doing from Patreons, we're going to shovel it right to the Air Raid Nation, because I want it to be a great clinic. I've got some local people here that are doing some really cool things. May have a little coaches social after the first evening, where we all can go away and have like a little fellowship, and you guys can hang out with Coach Mummy and stuff like that, and really excited about some of the things we're going to do. But like I said, once again, man, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you as a member of the squadron. Click that subscribe button, hit that bell, and as always, spin it to win.